Good morning, viewers. You're watching NewsX and I'm Simran. After the deadly, condemnable, horrific, barbaric attack by the terrorists on the Indian tourist, now the central government has announced punitive actions against Pakistan in the response to Pahalgam terror attack. After the CCS meeting, that was one of the first crucial meetings that were conducted after Prime Minister Narendra Modi had returned, cutting short his foreign visit, including the key decisions that were taken after the Pahalgam attack, in which 28 of the tourists were gunned down by the terrorists. The top decisions include suspending the Indus Waters Treaty and closing the integrated checkpost at the Attari border and cutting down the overall strength of the high commissions. The top diplomats of the Pakistan is summoned, while in fact the decision was taken following the meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In the briefings to the CCS, the cross-border linkages of the terrorist attack were brought out. The government on the statement has said the CCS has recommended 5 actions against Pakistan. The first being the suspension of the 160 Indus Waters Treaty, followed by the closing of the Wagah-Attari border. Pakistani nationals will no longer be allowed to travel to India under the SAARC visa exemption scheme. The Defence, Naval and the other advisors of the Pakistan High Commission in Delhi have been declared persona non grata, and India will be withdrawing its own advisors from the Indian High Commission in Islamabad. The overall strength of the High Commission will be brought down to 30 from the present 55 through the further reductions to be effected from the 1st of May 2025. Brian Thomas, my colleague, joins me this morning to share more details. Brian, to avenge the Pahalgam killing, in fact, one of the top and the latest decisions that have been taken by the Indian government to also react, in fact, how these brutal killings have taken against the lives of the innocent Indians by the Pakistanis. What are you picking up as far as big decisions are confirmed, where it is given that Wagah-Attari border will be seized and now Pakistan diplomats will also be called in?
Definitely in response to the Pahalgam massacre that happened day before yesterday, the Cabinet Committee on Security adopted 5 major measures. One, definitely, that is the suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty. India has halted its participation in the 1960 treaty governing shared river waters. They have also closed the Attari-Wagah border. The lone overland trade and travel crossing with Pakistan has been sealed. Even there has been expulsion and downgrading of diplomatic missions. Pakistan's defense, naval and air attaches were also declared persona non grata and expelled. Reciprocal curbs were also placed on Indian diplomats in Islamabad itself. Post that, yes, there has been the cancellation, also the cancelling of the SAARC visa exemption scheme, where all Pakistani nationals holding the SAARC visas now are ordered to leave India within 48 hours, and no further visas would be issued under this very scheme. Another such important conclusion that has come from the meeting was the withdrawal from regional engagements, and India has clearly took a very strong stand by pulling back from the very up SAARC forum, and that is, and even related to BIMSTEC meetings. And these steps are underscoring New Delhi's India's contention that Pakistan-backed militants orchestrated the Baisara Valley ambush, and allegation also Islamabad clearly rejected, because they've always put their hands out when something like this happened. And internationally also, the massacre drew support from key partners, including the US, European Union states. All, even many world leaders were also condemning the cross-border terrorism and backing India's right to secure its very territory itself. Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing more details and adding information. Now, I'll request you to kindly stay on with us as we are also picking up more details. The union government has taken a decision to convene the all-party meeting today following the terror attack in Pahalgam, which has left 26 people dead and several injured. Sources in the central government have said Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh have reached out to the leaders of the various political parties for the same. The decision to convene the all-party meeting was taken during the CCS as part of the efforts to get all the parties on board, with political parties across the board expressing condemnation of the attack and emphasizing a unified front with the government over the issue. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is likely to brief the leaders at the meeting, which has been called at 6 p.m. today. All right, Brian joins me live. As in fact, Brian, what are you picking up as this big meeting is going to be held of all the parties after this decision for the suspension, and in one of the latest decisions by the government against the relations with Pakistan has been taken after the Pahalgam attack. Now the all party meeting at 6 p.m. today is in focus.
Well, definitely a very important meeting that will be taking place at 6 p.m. Even yesterday itself, the Jammu and Kashmir government has convened an all-party meeting also to discuss, the terror attack. Even, Umar Abdullah would also be chairing the meeting, aiming to formulate a unified political response that resulted in 26 tourist deaths. But yes, today is going to be a very important all-party meeting where it will be headed by Rajnath Singh, who is the defense minister. Yesterday itself as well, there was a high-level meeting also that was, that was co-chaired by the Prime Minister, the Home Minister and the Defence Minister itself. There were many such 5 measures were taken yesterday, but today also there's going to be a very important all-party meeting also